Thank you very much, Jonathan. It's the unknown which is a bother. And we are also able to appreciate, there was a passing remark about geopolitics. And with that comes those other words that were brought into the lexicon. Shift, upskill, to be able to accommodate that change or the agility, and of course, aligning and realigning. So nothing stays the same, does it? Nothing stays the same. Now, it was mentioned by Rohan Maskorala in his introductory remarks that we have the privilege of having with us and sharing this event the Vice Chancellor of the Indian Maritime University. And we are very privileged to introduce her now, Dr. Malini Shankar. And she is going to sound the keynote. And what is the keynote? Pay attention. Indian maritime vision and role in South Asia. Maybe that's known.
Good evening, everybody. The Governor of the Western Province, the patron, Mr. Jayasuriya, Your Excellencies, honorable guests, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed delighted to be amidst you today at the Colombo International Maritime and Logistics Conference 2024. And at the outset, I would like to thank the organizers as well as the Indian High Commission for having extended the invitation to me. I have a Sri Lankan classmate here in Colombo, and when I got this invitation and I told her 2 days back that I am coming here, she told me, oh, Malini, do you know there is an orange alert here? The storm or cyclone is around the corner. So I mentioned to her, the same orange alert is there in Chennai, where I come from, and that is how these two countries are connected. The storms don't just touch one country, they touch both, if not larger swaths of the Indian Ocean. Friends, let me begin with the profound words of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, who aptly stated, and I quote, "The oceans are the world's common heritage, and sea routes are the lifeline of international trade. The prosperity of all of us depends on the active flow of maritime trade." It's a real truth. Standing at the crossroads of opportunity and responsibility, the maritime vision for the Indian Ocean region is not just one nation's aspirations, but a collective journey for the growth, security, and sustainability of South Asia. Embracing the ocean's boundless potential, the vision of India sets a course towards a future where sustainable growth, regional unity, and unwavering security leads to a brighter horizon. The region's growth story is anchored in its strategic position, as was mentioned, robust port infrastructure, and a rapidly expanding maritime sector. Technological advancements, including digitalization, automation, AI-driven ships, blockchain, and smart ports, are further enhancing operational efficiency and transparency, making the region a critical player in global trade. Sri Lanka's logistics and maritime sector contributes to 2.5% of the GDP and employs around 50,000 people. Strategically positioned on key navigation routes, it hosts 3 major ports, and Colombo alone handles 70% of the nation's cargo. And more importantly, it's a key transshipment hub in South Asia, handling a lion's share of even India's transshipment cargo. It is the only port right now in the region capable of accommodating motherships and ultra-large container ships with capacities exceeding 23,000 TEUs. Notably, we know that the world's largest container ship ever is docked at Colombo Port on the 5th of October 2021 during its maiden voyage. Located at a pivotal intersection of major east-west shipping routes, Colombo Port connects South Asia with global markets and ranks among the top 25 container ports worldwide. Its modern facilities and ongoing expansions strengthen its role as a regional logistics hub while reinforcing the country's economic and geopolitical significance. With a 7,500-kilometer coastline and a strategic location at the heart of the Indian Ocean, India is stepping forward as both a regional leader and a global collaborator in shaping the future of maritime affairs. India's vision is guided by ambitious targets outlined in frameworks such as the Maritime India Vision 2030 and Maritime Amrit Kal 2047, which aim to position the country as a leader in the blue economy by transforming the maritime sector, and by this we mean going beyond just shipping and ports. The resilience of the Indian maritime sector has been proven in the post-pandemic era. Cargo handling rebounded to over 1.5 billion metric tons in financial year 22-23, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. This growth stems from the various initiatives like improved infrastructure, digitization, and efforts to reduce turnaround times and enhance port efficiency. The Sagar-Mala project, which is a keystone project of India, has an estimated investment of 5 lakh crore rupees or $70 billion to be met by 2035. It aims to modernize ports, improve logistics, and foster coastal development. By the year 2030, the goal is to double the cargo handling capacity to 2,500 million tons, reshaping the region's economic landscape. The initiative is set to save up to $4.8 billion annually by reducing turnaround times and improving port efficiency. This transformation is crucial to strengthening global supply chain operations and regional economic growth. India's initiative in this direction is to create 10 million new jobs by the year 2035, including 4 million direct jobs in ports and logistics sectors. Efforts are underway to upgrade port infrastructure to manage larger cargo volumes, reduce logistics costs, and enhance global competitiveness. By improving port connectivity, the aim is to reduce the logistics cost from an estimated 13 to 14% of the GDP to a global average, to meet the global average of 8 to 9%. The Vizhinjam International Seaport in Kerala, designed for post-Panamax vessels, is poised to become a major transshipment hub, enhancing trade with Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and the Maldives. By the year 2025, the port is expected to handle 1 million TEUs annually. Complementary investment of $6 billion in multimodal logistics parks and dedicated freight corridors aim to integrate sea, rail, and road transport, fostering sustainable trade and regional connectivity. The World's Logistic Performance Index 2023, this is the World Bank's Logistics Index, reveals improvement in all South Asian nations. It places India at 38th rank in an index involving 139 countries, up from 44th place in the year 2018. Sri Lanka has moved from 73 from 92, and Bangladesh to 88 from 100. South Asia is projected to achieve 6.4% GDP growth in 2024, making it the fastest growing region globally, driven by increased private consumption and investments. However, intra-regional trade remains underdeveloped, constituting only 5% of total trade, compared to East Asia's 35% intra-trade, reflecting untapped potential, perhaps due to trade barriers, infrastructure gaps, and political challenges. The pace of development apart, global events and concerns obliges the region to focus on a few key aspects: maritime sustainability, maritime domain awareness, and regional collaboration. The SDG goals and critical debates on climate change necessitate each of our nations to lay emphasis on sustainability. Our vision must necessarily promote a blue economy that emphasizes responsible ocean resource management to drive economic growth while preserving marine ecosystems. The India Maritime Vision 2030 and Amrit Kal Vision 2047 does focus on these aspects. Marine spatial planning and the promotion of ocean energy and blue carbon projects are key efforts being pursued by India with the aim of creating jobs and ensuring long-term environmental and sustainability. Additionally, the aim is to reduce port and shipping emissions by 40% by the year 2030, aligning with the environment guidelines of the International Maritime Organization. Renewable ocean energy also plays a significant role in this vision. The tidal energy capacity is estimated at 12,455 megawatts, wave energy at over 40,000 megawatts, and ocean thermal energy conversion has a theoretical potential of 180,000 megawatts. Besides economic growth, regional diplomacy is a critical aspect of our maritime vision. India's maritime initiatives benefits neighboring maritime nations by enhancing security and boosting trade connectivity. The Long Range Identification and Tracking System, or LRIT, established in 2009 by India, is an international system that tracks and identifies ships for safety, security, and environmental protection. This has been providing services to Sri Lanka since 2014. The Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services manages a vital tsunami warning system that provides early alerts for seismic activities and tsunamis to vulnerable nations that include Sri Lanka, the Maldives, and Indonesia. This system, featuring a network of seismic stations and tide gauges, helps minimize damage and loss of life. The Information Fusion Center Indian Ocean Region, commonly known as IFC-IOR, is a regional maritime security center that works to promote safety and security in the Indian Ocean. Established in December 2018, it aims at strengthening maritime security in the region and beyond, building a common maritime situational picture, and acting as a maritime security information sharing hub for the region. India has already signed information exchange agreement with 22 countries and one multinational construct, the Virtual Regional Maritime Traffic Center, which facilitates 30 other countries to create a virtual network for exchange of information under the international cooperation framework. A few words on the collaborations that India has set out in the region. The Greater Malay Connectivity Project, or GMCP, in the Maldives is a prime example of this. The $500 million project will build a 6.7-kilometer bridge linking Malé with nearby islands, enhancing connectivity and stimulating economic activity. In Sri Lanka, the maritime cooperation has been marked by the swift response of the Coast Guard during the 2020 MT New Diamond incident, which prevented a potential ecological disaster. Maritime projects with Sri Lanka include the establishment of a joint maritime rescue coordination center, the modernization of Kankesanturai port, and the development of Trincomalee oil tank farms, all reinforcing regional security and cooperation. In Mauritius, where India's involvement in infrastructure projects aims to improve logistics, connectivity, and maritime security. Maritime relations with Bangladesh have strengthened through the Protocol on Inland Water Transit and Trade, facilitating improved trade and connectivity, especially for landlocked regions. The Bangladesh-India Sundarban Region Cooperative Initiative focuses on ecological management, disaster resilience, and promoting sustainable livelihoods with joint strategies addressing challenges like sea level rise and mangrove degradation. For landlocked countries like Nepal and Bhutan, maritime trade routes have been crucial in facilitating imports and exports through Indian ports such as the Kolkata port and the Visakhapatnam port. These agreements have significantly improved trade logistics for these nations, supporting their economic growth. The Chabahar port project is central to enhancing trade with Afghanistan and Central Asia. This infrastructure project strengthens the region's trade connectivity through the international north-south transport corridor, linking the Indian Ocean to Russia and Europe. The inclusive maritime policy, SAGAR, or Security and Growth for All in the region, promotes regional cooperation through initiatives such as the Milan Naval Exercises, which unite South Asian and ASEAN nations to strengthen maritime ties. India's anti-piracy effort in the Gulf of Aden, which have successfully escorted over 3,000 vessels and protected more than 25,000 seafarers since 2008, further exemplify the region's commitment to maritime security. Enhanced maritime cybersecurity measures to protect ports and ships from cyber attacks and ensure secure maritime operations is also another initiative. The maritime strategy also integrates regional cooperation, notably through platforms like BIMSTEC, which is the Bay of Bengal initiative for multi-sectoral technical and economic cooperation. Founded in 1997, BIMSTEC aligns perfectly with regional goals for a sustainable blue economy by promoting collaboration in fisheries, trade, and renewable energy. The BIMSTEC Master Plan for Transport Connectivity, with a projected investment of $124 billion, underscores the importance of enhancing maritime infrastructure to boost trade and foster regional economic integration. By focusing not only on economic gain but also the ecosystem preservation, these efforts highlight the interconnectedness of environmental sustainability and regional prosperity. To drive innovation and sustainability, research and development are key factors. The National Institute of Ocean Technology, NIOT, is making strides in offshore energy technologies, including tidal and wave energy, which have significant potential for renewable power generation. The Deep Ocean Mission will enable the study of deep-sea biodiversity and exploration of valuable minerals, such as polymetallic nodules. Additionally, the use of ocean energy and desalination technologies are expected to contribute to the region's energy needs while promoting the blue economy. Advancing green shipping, India is promoting energy-efficient vessels and sustainable ship recycling through the Green Ship Recycling Policy. Ports are adapting to cleaner technologies, such as shore-to-ship power systems and accommodating LNG-fueled vessels. These initiatives align with the IMO decarbonization goals, setting a regional example for South Asian ports and fostering collaboration to address shared environmental challenges. The Indian Maritime University plays a significant role in advancing maritime education, training, and research, and contributes to the development of a skilled workforce that can drive economic growth in the region. Having said all these initiatives, we do know that challenges persist. Climate change poses additional risks with rising sea levels, coastal erosion, and marine pollution threatening ecosystems. Piracy and security issues in critical ship lanes such as the Gulf of Aden remain pressing concerns. Efforts to modernize port infrastructure to withstand natural disasters and accommodate growing maritime traffic are essential. Meanwhile, renewable ocean energy initiatives, mainly tidal and wave energy, face financial and technological constraints despite the region's vast potential. Logistics in South Asia has indeed faced significant disruptions in recent years, primarily due to the COVID-19 pandemic, natural disasters, and regional geopolitical tensions. The slowdown in global shipping, container shortages, and reduced port manpower during the initial phases of the pandemic worsened these issues, affecting industries reliant on just-in-time supply chain. The blockage of the Suez Canal in 2021 underscored the vulnerabilities in the global logistics network, with South Asian ports and trade routes experiencing significant delays. The region is also grappling with issues related to rising sea levels and extreme weather events, which have further strained port infrastructure and shipping routes. Ports in low-lying coastal areas, such as in Bangladesh and parts of India, are especially susceptible to flooding, making logistics operations less predictable. Improving logistics calls for fostering partnerships and strengthening regional frameworks for trade facilitation with financial support from the multilateral organizations and other sources. The maritime sector is governed by a multitude of conventions of the International Maritime Organization. Countries of the South need to collaborate, find common ground, and have the voices heard to expand our zone of influence in the global maritime community. India has recently signed the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction, or what's commonly known as a High Seas Treaty, which focuses on the interconnectedness of marine ecosystems where harmful activities in the EEZs often have global repercussions. The agreement aspires to reshape global ocean governance. Collaborations among Asian academia, and in particular between Indian and Sri Lankan universities, are vital for realizing the shared vision through research and development and innovation in, but not limited to, engineering, logistics, supply chain, biodiversity, and oceanography. The Memorandum of Understanding signed between the Indian Maritime University and the Eastern University of Sri Lanka, the Trincomalee campus, exemplifies the importance of such collaborations. Ladies and gentlemen, India and Sri Lanka share a deep connection that spans from the mythology of the Ramasetu or the Adams Bridge to modern maritime collaboration. With overlapping exclusive economic zones, both nations have immense potential to work together in marine resource exploration, sustainable fisheries, and renewable energy. India's initiative aligns with Sri Lanka's maritime aspirations, offering avenues for enhanced port connectivity, environmental conservation, and secure sea lanes. By blending historical bonds with technological advancements, India and Sri Lanka can forge a shared maritime vision that benefits South Asia's regional prosperity and security. The Indian maritime sector, with over 80 lakh crore or 9.6 trillion US dollars by the year 2047 in infrastructure investments, offers significant opportunities for Sri Lanka. Partnerships in green shipping, fisheries, and marine tourism, aligned with a focus on the blue economy and renewable energy, provide avenues for bilateral cooperation benefiting the broader regional economy. In a recent statement, Sri Lanka Port Authority's Harbour Master underscored the strategic importance of leveraging Sri Lanka's geographical proximity to Indian economic powerhouse to drive growth in port and maritime industries. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a vision, it's a responsibility. India's maritime vision represents a promise to its neighbors, to its people, and to the world, a promise of growth, security, and sustainability, where the vast oceans become bridges of cooperation and not barriers of division. By integrating economic ambition with ecological mindfulness, India seeks not only to harness the vast potential of the oceans, but to unite the Indo-Pacific region under a banner of peace, progress, and prosperity. By harnessing collective strengths and fostering deep partnerships, the region can unlock unprecedented growth, ensure lasting peace, and build a future where every nation thrives in harmony and mutual success. I wish the conference all success. Thank you for your patient listening.